Hello everyone. In this video we are looking at angles in the same segment, and angles in the same segment are equal. We're also looking at angles in a semicircle. Angles in a semicircle are right angles, which is 90 degrees. But before we go into this problem, recall that sum of the angles in a triangle is equal to 180 degrees. A stereo angle in a triangle is equal to two opposite interior angles, and straight angle is 180 degrees. Let's get started. Okay, looking at this first circle, we have angles in the same segment. Angle 49 degrees, angle A, and angle B are in the same segment. Therefore, angle A is equal to angle B and is equal to 49 degrees. Always remember to state your reason. Now for angle C, we have this segment here, this angle and this angle are in the same segment. Therefore, C is equal to 32 degrees for the same reason, angles in the same segment. Okay, now for this second circle, we have the diameter of the circle which subtends an angle at the circumference. Then this angle y here is equal to 90 degrees because it is angle in a semicircle. For angle x is in the same segment with angle 117 degrees. Therefore, x is equal to 117 degrees. The reason is that there are angles in the same segment. Now we are in the third circle. We have angle E, which is equal to 24 degrees because there are angles in the same segment. Now for us to get angle D, we have to get the value of this angle here. Considering this triangle, the value of this angle here is equal to 180 degrees minus 112 degrees minus 24 degrees because the three are the sum of the angles in a triangle. So this angle, which we can call A, is equal to 180 degrees minus 112 degrees plus 24 degrees. And when we do the subtraction very well, A is equal to 180 degrees minus 112 plus 24 degrees, which gives us 180 degrees minus 136 degrees, and our answer becomes 44 degrees. So the value of A there is 44 degrees. Okay, if A is 44 degrees, then D is also 44 degrees because they are angles in the same segment. Alright, in this circle we are looking at angle PQR. Angle P is equal to 38 degrees because they are angles in the same segment. Okay? So P is equal to 38 degrees. Now, when you are considering this triangle, this 102 degrees is a stereo angle to this triangle. Now, a stereo angle is equal to the sum of the two opposite interior angles. In other words, P plus Q is equal to 102 degrees. If P plus Q is equal to 102 degrees, Q is equal to 102 degrees minus P. Okay? 102 degrees. And when we do that subtraction, we have that Q is equal to 64 degrees. Now, how do we get the value of R? Q plus R is equal to 90 degrees because they are angles in a semicircle. This is the diameter of this circle And the angle sustained here is 90 degrees. So Q plus R is 90 degrees. Now Q is 64 degrees, therefore R is 90 degrees minus 64 degrees. Okay? And we are going to have 26 degrees. Alright, so 90 minus 64 is 26, so R is equal to 26 degrees. For this circle, we have 31 at the segment, we have angle at the center of the circle, and we have angle V here. This angle U at the center of the circle is equal to 2 times the angle at the circumference. We have done this lesson in the previous video, so you can check it out in this video up here. Now U is equal to 31 times 2, which is 62 degrees. Okay, this is the center of the circle, this is the radius of the circle, and this is the radius of the circle. This makes this triangle an isosceles triangle. The base angles of isosceles triangle are equal, so if this angle here is V, this angle here is also V. Then U is the exterior angle of this triangle, and it is equal to the two opposite interior angle. So here again, U is equal to 2V. Therefore, V is U divided by 2, which is 62 degrees divided by 2, and that will also give us 31 degrees. The last one, we have so many angles to look out for. We are starting from the obvious one. K is 32 degrees because they are angles in the same segment. Now this is the diameter of this circle, so all this angle here will be 90 degrees. Then this is a straight line. If this angle here is 90 degrees, this one here is also 90 degrees. Some of the angles on a straight line. Now this is a right angle triangle, and then F is equal to 90 degrees minus 42 degrees. And 90 degrees minus 42 degrees will give us 48 degrees. So F is 48 degrees. Now, which other one can we find that easy? If this is 90 degrees, all this angle here is 90 degrees, then this angle here is equal to 90 degrees minus 32 degrees because this is a right angle triangle. Now 90 degrees minus 32 degrees, it means that this angle is equal to 58 degrees. Let's state it here. Now this is 48, this is 58. We can now find this angle. 48 plus 58 plus G will give us 180 degrees. Therefore, G is equal to 180 degrees minus 106 degrees. So this angle G is equal to 74 degrees. This angle G, which is 74 degrees, and J are on the same segment. So if G is 74 degrees, J is also 74 degrees. Okay, what is left? H. H plus J is 90 degrees, and J is 74. H is 90 minus 74 degrees, which is 16 degrees. So this angle here is equal to 16 degrees. Alright, that is it for this lesson. Go through the lesson again, know the reasons why we do what we did, and then let me hear from you in the comment section. Like and subscribe if you have not done so. See you again in the next video.